Hi, I'm Brandon Garrett. I teach at Duke Law School, where I'm a law professor, and I wanted to talk to you all today about due process. We often talk about being denied due process. We talk about fairness in our lives. No one wants to be treated unfairly by other people. But what due process is about isn't about fairness in general or treating each other unfairly or a company treating us unfairly. It's about the government treating us unfairly. And so whether it's state officials, federal officials, due process is about fair treatment by the government. Now, what does that mean? What does it mean for the government to treat us fairly or unfairly? The due process clauses require that the government treat us procedurally fairly. What the courts have been saying for well over 100 years is that procedural due process means, like a fair process, means that we should be given three things: notice and an opportunity to be heard before a neutral or independent decision maker if the government is trying to take from us life, liberty, or property. Let's say the government wants to seize your car or your house, property. They have to give you notice. They have to tell you that they plan to do that. And it has to be like reasonable notice. It has to be given to you like at a place where you can read it or get to it. They can't just like post it on the internet and expect you to have seen it. And it has to explain reasons why they're entitled to take your car or your house. And they have to give you an opportunity to challenge that. If you want to say, no, I've been paying my property taxes, you're not entitled to my car, you're not entitled to my house, there should be some opportunity to get before someone neutral to correct the mistake if you feel like this is wrong. And it doesn't have to be a trial, doesn't have to be a court, it could be a hearing before an administrative judge. But some type of notice, an opportunity to respond before someone neutral. The courts have also talked about how the fairness of the process may need to be amped up depending on the stakes. Certainly if your life is at stake, if it's like a death penalty case, you're entitled to a lot more process. You're definitely entitled to a trial in court if it's your life that's at stake. Same thing with liberty. Criminal trials have much higher due process protections. You have to be found guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Now, apart from procedural fairness, there's also substantive due process, which is the idea that there are some types of rights that no society could deprive someone of and be fundamentally fair. And so typically those have referred to things that aren't enumerated in the Bill of Rights or elsewhere in the Constitution, but are seen to just be basic to the freedoms of citizens.